I have a first question to the Prince Cedza Dlamini. So, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that Nexus Africa was part of the presidential roundtable. So can you share a little bit more about the Africa's vision of the role of the youth and the next-gen philanthropists in the growth of the African continent?
Thank you. In Africa, we have something called, the African Union just launched the Africa 2063 initiative. And after Africa 2063 essentially is looking at the next 50 years of Africa's development. And we are saying the next 50 years of Africa's development is in our hands as young people. It's not in the future, it's now. And what we were able to do as Nexus Africa over the last few months, and we have a 3 to 5 year plan with the heads of state that we're working with, is to say that the leadership that's required to drive the next generation of developing Africa is going to come from young philanthropists. As I mentioned, we were trying to move philanthropy from just the wealthy people, but to say everybody can give, and that giving is actually a value, and one way of expressing it is a monetary way of expressing it. And President Soglo and former President Thabo Mbeki in South Africa are leading the cause and are saying that this is now Africa's time, and that the next generation, through Nexus Africa, hopefully will really lead the development of the continent to the next level, developing global partnerships, because we know that we cannot do it alone, and to really take Africa back into the youth box, the youth hands, to really own the future of the continent.
Thank you very much. My next question is to Mr. Kyungsun Chung. So you mentioned that your grandfather was the founder of Hyundai Company, which is a tremendous achievement in Korea and really pushed Korea's economic development. So as the family member of the great Hyundai family, how do you align the family business with your nonprofit work, and how do you simultaneously pursue social and economic return?
Thank you for the question, Austin. So now Hyundai companies, we are separated, so we have several companies, and my father owns an insurance company, and from my perspective, insurance company is all about social safety net. And even though currently some insurance companies, some are notorious for earning their money by not giving you the money, but I think insurance company, they should be more prosperous by actively preventing the bad things like accident or disease from happening. So this is the reason why we are launching this community development project I just mentioned before. Even though the community development or the cluster for social entrepreneurs, it may not be directly related with the preventing accident, but it can lead to something like the decreasing green emissions or preliminary care that will prevent you from having a severe disease, and also ultimately lead to having a more sustainable and safe life. And I think this is really aligning well with the business value and also the social value. So that's why I'm currently working in this nonprofit sector to understand both sectors.
Thank you very much. My last question is to Greg Segal. But my last question will be, so you mentioned working with Wharton School and use of the data analysis to actually better target your clients or the target population. So could you explain a little further how you cooperate with other sectors and how has that improved your services?
Sure. There are 4 sectors that we're engaging. The first is the philanthropy sector, to sort of just underwrite the build of this technology that we're looking for. And the technology is going to be used to streamline government systems. So right there, that's philanthropy and government. What's really interesting to us is the academic partnerships. And I had this sort of light bulb moment one day. It's pretty clear why I'm interested in organ donation. My father waited for a heart transplant. And one day I was sitting and talking to the academics from Wharton that we're working to, and I was like, by the way, guys, do you mind telling me why you're so interested in organ donation? Most people aren't. And it was really, their answer sort of fascinated me, which is that they think organ donation is the perfect academic vehicle for understanding pro-social behavior. If you can get someone to register as an organ donor, by definition of being an organ donor, it's nothing that has any value to you in your lifetime. So if you can get someone to do that, and you can understand the best practices for getting someone to do it, you can apply that to all these other interesting applications you can get people to vote, you can get people to give $5 to their favorite charity, you can get someone to hold the door open for an old lady. All those sort of really interesting things, and what we want to do basically is to unleash that to create these really interesting private sector interventions where people have the tools for understanding how to get people to act in a pro-social way. That there are going to be industries to launch around that.
So could you do you guys have any last word of encouragement or your insight and vision to share with the Nexus community here?
Sure. So I like to think at this point in my career, I know what I'm talking about. At the beginning of my career, I had absolutely no clue what I was talking about. And it didn't sort of stop me from getting started, which I think is a really empowering thing. And the best conversations I've ever had were when I finished at some of the meetings, like, what the hell are you talking about? So to anyone that feels like they have a problem that they want to solve and they don't have the answer, I just go for it. And you'll learn, you'll pivot, and you'll improve along the way. But don't wait until you have the perfect solution, because it's totally not necessary.
I guess, in terms of closing remarks, I think partnerships, again, is the most important thing to most of the closing. As you say, we have such a great bunch of amazing people that are here, and I do hope that, whether it's online, whether it's somebody that you met here in the conference, let us grow this Nexus brand, over the next 3 to 5 years. For some of us that have been in the development space for a very long time, we know that there's nothing that happens overnight. Nothing is easy. And I think we started something really, really profound. And I was telling Jonah the other day, we were also reminiscing about the launch of Nexus Africa, and I was saying, Jonah, it looks like we might have the largest network of young philanthropists around the world. And I don't know any other entity that is able to bring people that give, that are consciously thinking about giving in the way that we all are. And so I think hopefully we'll continue working more, and maybe tomorrow in Korea, tomorrow you'll be in South Africa, and again, just to really thank you